Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well, and I hope that soon we can go back to our school and our classes and everything will be fine. Today, inshallah, we are going to discuss this text which is titled by Wave Power, and it talks about a disaster might happen as or according to scientists' predictions. At the beginning, I'm going to read this paragraph, then we are going to discuss it and define the highlighted words. This is a picture of Cumbre Vieja, a huge active volcano in La Palma, the steepest island in the world. In the Canary Islands, every few decades it erupts and scientists are worried because the walls of the volcano are getting weaker. Scientists fear that when it erupts, an enormous chunk of the volcano could collapse and fall into the sea. If this happened, it would be a catastrophe. Why? Because it would unleash a giant wave, a tsunami, the biggest ever recorded in history. So guys, this paragraph talks about scientists' prediction related to a volcano in La Palma, one of the Canary Islands. They said that, or they are afraid that, because of the volcanic eruption, which means اللي هي ثورانات البركانية, they are afraid that one of the walls of the volcano might fall. And because of the eruption among the years, these walls of the volcano are becoming weaker. يعني عم بتصير الجدران تبعت البركان رقيقة. And because of that, they are afraid that a chunk might fall and cause a tsunami. And what do we mean by a tsunami? Tsunami means a giant, a huge wave. And it's not a normal wave, no, it is a wave that could destroy a lot of things around. So, every few decades it erupts. Here they are talking about the volcano. Erupts mean يثور. The definition of this word is number 3, which means exploded and throws out fire and rocks. We know that what can happen when a volcano erupts. This we can here look at this diagram. It can help us to understand more the idea of this eruption. Here this is a volcano at the beginning, the first diagram. This is a volcano. Because of the eruption among the years, the walls are getting weaker. So scientists are afraid that one chunk, when we mean a chunk, guys, here we don't mean a small rock. No, it is a large piece of something, which means that this is a huge rock. And this huge rock could fall into the sea. And when it falls into the sea, it can cause the tsunami. Okay? So, again, here, scientists are worried because the walls of the volcano are getting weaker. Scientists fear that when it erupts, an enormous chunk of the volcano could collapse and fall into the sea. So here, scientists are afraid that the chunk means a large piece of something, which is number 6. A large piece of the volcano, a large piece of the rocks of the volcano might collapse, and collapse mean to suddenly fall down, which is number 13. So some rocks might fall down into the sea and cause the tsunami. If this thing happened, if this chunk fell in the sea, it could be a catastrophe. What do we mean by catastrophe? Catastrophe means a disaster that causes a lot of damage and suffering, which means كارثة اللي هي number 10. Catastrophe number 10. Why? Why would this happen? If this happen, could be a catastrophe? Because this thing or this collapse might unleash, which means cause اللي هي number 5, to cause something that has a very dangerous effect. Unleash يعني يسبب. Here in this paragraph, a giant wave, the biggest ever recorded in history. As we know, among years, a lot of tsunami happened around the world. but if this one happened, it's gonna be the biggest ever recorded in history. يعني حتكون أكبر موجة تسونامي صارت بالعالم أو تسجلت بالتاريخ. تمام؟ So the idea of this paragraph again, it talks about scientists' prediction related to the volcanic eruption which might cause a tsunami because of the rocks which might fall into the sea. The highlighted words definition, erupts mean يثور, and which related to volcano اللي هي number 3, explodes and throws out fire and rocks. Chunk means قطعة, which is a large piece of something. It's not any piece, no, it's a large piece اللي هي number 6. Collapse means to suddenly fall down, يعني ينهار. Catastrophe means كارثة, which is a disaster that causes a lot of damage and suffering. And the last one, unleash, which means to cause something that has a very dangerous effect اللي هي يسبب.